Last session, you guys explored a bit deeper into the mystery surrounding Allfield. Your studies or your investigations brought you to a mine where you had felt some strange tremors and rumbling that had shaken the ground. It had disrupted you guys as you were at the Candle Glow Inn, reading a letter from Dorian, just kind of going over some sightings that he had found the night prior. Upon arriving at the mine, however, though, you guys were set upon by some centipedes that burst out of the walls and set upon your group, where you guys made quick work of them before exploring in a bit further to figure out what exactly was causing these tremors. You were attacked by some strange insects that you hadn't exactly seen before. They had some elongated limbs that seemed spiked, and eventually you learned that these were cruthics. But after exploring a bit further down into the second level of the mine, you came upon the sight of something happening with a earth elemental. Looked like he was fighting a giant worm and some of these insectoids. As this, you came face to face with the source of the rumblings. But after a tough fought battle, you guys met Shardkeeper, who spoke that he was investigating these rumblings as well. Something about a shift in the forces of nature that sought his organization to seek out what was happening. That is when he gifted a little tiny pebble to Khan that began to roll around in his hand, and you guys decided to leave the mine. After setting up, that's about where session drew to a close, with you guys riding the mine elevator up and just right off in front of the mine. As still early in the day, that didn't take too long. But what would you guys like to do?
I'm just playing with my new ball of clay in my hands. Isn't this the coolest thing on Earth? I mean, it's literally Earth. This is Earth itself.
Well, it sure is. What are you gonna call him? Or does he have a name?
Oh, do you have a name? As I stare into its pebble eyes.
And it stares back at you, and it just looks very wide-eyed as it's kind of studying you. But it can understand what you're saying, but it kind of looks like a dog, where it kind of just looks like it's expecting you to pet it or play with it or something. Like, he understands that you're speaking to it, but he might not be able to grasp. Well, I mean, I guess technically, item-wise, he can understand what you're saying, but I'm saying narratively, you can tell he's kind of a goofy dog in a sense.
And I'll gasp like, Gaia, as I'll rub my finger across its face.
Nice. So I gave you the item should be on your sheet. I did, since I added that other bit to it, I made it attunement just because it does add a bit more.
Oh, okay. I haven't attuned yet, but I'm gonna change the name to Gaia.
And then there's two activities on it. One of it is the thing I added, and the other is a summon. So if you want to actually just bring about your little ball, but
I'll like walk over to Khan and like pet his little rock thing on its head. I'll kneel down, scoop up some dirt, and rub it on the little rock thing's face because apparently it loves that. And then I'll look to the group, minus the poor innocent lion man who just wants to go home, and I'll be like, "You've had a tough day. Do you want to take the rest of the day off?" And I'm talking to Aaron's character. She's not going to be here today.
He'll probably say, yes, absolutely, please, and head to the inn.
He doesn't sound so happy to do it, all right? He sounds a bit reluctant. Well, yeah, we'll say that.
His whole thing is that he's a coward.
Well, normally we just ignore that person like they're dead for the week. You know what I mean? Not that they're dead, but what do we call? We bring the cardboard cutout. They're just a cardboard cutout.
Listen, he should love this. I give him a little scruffle on the head. I give him some pocket money. I tell him to go to the sweet shop and get himself whatever he wants.
Okay.
Just not all in sugar.
And I'll look to the others. If we don't have anything urgent or pressing, it would be nice to check in on my brother and my sister-in-law's farm. It's just at the north side of town.
I would be down to do so, and also
Yareth.
the what?
It's a Yareth. The guy we found in the notes. Do you know where his house is? And it should be on the
Oh, we
way.
have his address. Yeah.
It's to the east, I do believe, of the temple. But yeah, but it's definitely on the way to visit your family. It should be a nice trip back.
Good idea.
Let's
check.
first check on the farm and rest for a
The
little
house
bit.
house is on the way. He's right. It's
So the house, you guys see that. Okay, let me just pull you guys to the map of Allfield.
Oh.
So you got the sense that Jareth's home was more along the path leading up to the church.
Hmm.
As you guys emerge from the mine, it is slightly drizzling again as the fog of the clouds have rolled in overhead, making it a bit overcast for the time being.
I'm just waiting for the map to load in.
Me too.
Yeah, my bad.
It's
I
fine.
maybe didn't need to make it 8K, but it looks pretty when it does load.
8K. Jesus Christ! Lower that thing to 4K.
Oh, I could put the 4K one on there, but
Oh
I like
my
the 8K
God!
one.
No
Well,
wonder I've never
you know-
been able to load the village map. Not even one.
Never.
The beefy hog, dude, don't have issues. I don't know what to tell you. Now I'll look into getting the 4K.
I'm across the pond, brother. It's got to go a long way.
Fair. Plus, you already we have
Someone
issues
is trying
normally.
to trade with me. Jesus Christ! What is Thorag trying to give me?
A rag of toes.
Oh, 200 gold. Huge.
200, isn't it?
20.
Did we?
I
Did
mean,
we
you guys
find
all
more than
have
mine?
20, but like, big profit for me.
So what are you guys doing?
Walk into the house that's on the way to the farm, or have you got the map out because it's not on the way to the farm?
No, that was basically what I was telling you. You know,
Oh,
because
huge.
looking at the map, I guess I didn't need to pull you there, but you can know looking at it that the church kind of leads south. There's basically two paths in town. It's more like Jareth's home is on the way to the church on the eastern half of town.
Yeah, we'll go Jareth's house first.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. You guys arrive at the home that was marked on the ledger, and as you arrive, it's not like the other homes where there's animals or other things out front. This one looks kind of tidy. There's no sort of livestock out front, and the yard looks well maintained. But at the moment, it doesn't seem like anybody is out front or anything.
I wonder if Yareth is as strange as the rest of the people here we met up with, like the blacksmith as well as the carpenter. Really odd people. Definitely
Well,
under-
supposedly all people that are acting strange are. We haven't confirmed this yet, but they might be under some sort of mind control.
Hmm.
So if he's also acting strangely, which most likely will, I think we'll notice instantly.
So how would we go about getting into the house? Should we just knock on the door, or?
Yeah, like any person without ill intention would. Unless you have another plan.
That is fine by me. So I walk up towards the door and knock a few times.
Okay. And as you walk up to the door, you can tell that the path with the rain that's coming down, there's some new mud that's being created, but you can definitely see a set of footprints that have led away from the door, and you can tell that it always basically goes off in the same direction, basically southeast. Just sets off then, but it's kind of hard to track as the mud and the rain, as well as your footprints, as everyone else has kind of merged it all together. But as you knock and wait a bit, the silence of the clouds overhead, just the subtle drip of rain. You wait, hoping to hear footsteps or somebody come, but after a minute or two, nobody seems to come to the door.
But nobody came.
How sturdy does the door look?
Most of the buildings and things you've seen in this whole town outside of the church have been made of wood or some kind of combination of straw, or everything doesn't look like super sturdy. You would definitely be able to kick the door open if
Yeah,
need be.
I'll cup my hands to the door and I'll shout through it something like, "By order of the mayor, you will open or be opened." And then I wait like 15 seconds. And I kick the door open.
All right, roll me athletics check. See how well you can kick this door open. Nice. And you guys watch as Thorag's kind of waiting, and then Lilith comes up and puts her ear to the door, yells. After not getting a response, they just kick the door open, just right back to it, and it flies open, hitting against the side of the wall as it just kind of slides back out towards you guys. As you look inside, and you don't see anything, but as you look in, the first thing that catches your eye is everything looks very neat and tidy. The paintings on the wall, as you take a glance in, all look very perfectly squared, and everything looks like it's where it needs to be.
Well, I expected a not so decent person to live in here. How fancy the things look? Like, is this gotten from a commoner's shop, or is this wealthy stuff?
It definitely looks like common working man's type things. The furniture is kind of crudely made. You can tell it either is from the carpenter or made by Jareth himself, but nothing too valuable inside, at least on first glance, just looking from beyond the doorway.
Does it look like anyone has recently been in here? Does it, I mean, are there muddy footprints, or is everything just like perfect, like no one has been here in weeks?
I mean, from outside the doorway, it looks pretty nice from where you're looking, but it's hard to tell. But it does look like on first glance, maybe not that somebody hasn't been there in a long while, but possibly whoever is living here is very clean, organized, and
We're in here now, and we're here to investigate.
Do you think maybe we should clean our boots or our shoes at least, so we don't leave a mess, a trail of mess behind us?
Well, yeah, we can,
you have
we
a
can
next
clean up our
initiative,
shoes,
Raz?
but what about that? As I point to the door, that's big thing. I mean, they probably already know that someone came here, but yeah, we could. I guess if this is a pedantic person, we should probably not mess up the house.
I can put the door back on.
I mean,
Okay.
can you fix the hinges? Because with that roll, you basically kicked it off the
I
hinges.
can fix the hinges and put the door back on. Just don't make too much of a mess in there. Whilst they
Right,
will do house stuff, I'll start working on new hinges.
Wipe out the dirt and mud of my shoes.
I imagine you're wearing like sandals, like kinda
Yeah.
like in that picture,
What?
basically.
Yeah, most probably.
Okay. And then you're stepping inside.
Sure.
I'll do the same.
All right. As you guys step inside, most of the places you've been in so far might smell like manure or livestock, but as you step in here, you get this small aroma of like peppermint and lavender.
Hmm.
I wonder if Yareth got more letters from this mysterious TS or any other instructions, and if so,
What letter are you talking about?
it's a note we found in the ledger in the mine.
Yeah, but out of character, wasn't the letter like a note that something wrote that said,
The note said,
well, two things. There was a journal of one of the miners that said after we dug out that thing, everyone started acting weird, especially Jareth. And then a note that said all paths lead to Allfield, and then Jareth's house. Was that
yeah,
it?
yeah. But the letter was with the initials TS, and the ledger was Yareth Stone's own ledger. So the handwritten note was inside the ledger. So I would assume that it belonged to him, and maybe had more correspondence with this TS.
Okay.
Worth
Let's
looking for.
start inspecting. I'll pick that room, and I'll head to a random room just to start investigating.
Straight
Okay.
to the bathroom.
I will
Yeah,
be
there's
looking
not-
for a study.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, yeah.
A study? Okay. Anyone else going in?
Yeah, I've gone in as well.
Okay. Are you just picking a random room?
Hmm.
Okay.
Am I
So
the only
you
one
guys-
that hears me as super muffled?
Yeah, it's super low. I was gonna tell her via chat.
Okay,
Oh, I don't. Is that better?
No,
Mhm.
no
that's
worries.
much better.
What'd you say?
The lack of will to live.
Oh, good. I think everyone's a little under the weather, dealing with something today. So I'm appreciative that everyone managed to make it and we were able to play.
Oh, not
But
out.
as all right, that was didn't need to bring it up.
That one's for you, Aaron, if you're listening.
yeah. When you watch this, I hope you know.
When you watch this.
But Thorag, you come inside and you find eventually a little office area, and it looks neatly put together, much like everything else. As you step into the room is basically perfectly symmetrical. On one side, you see some taxidermied of like a deer, and on the left side, you see some paintings, and under it, what you can only assume is the flag of the Dwendalian Empire. Maybe he was former service as you look. But at the desk, you see some writing utensils, and the chair is neatly put together. Or not put together, but it's under the desk. It looks like whoever left obviously made it look nice. Khan, as you step into a room, you find what looks like a kid's room, or not a kid's room, but definitely kind of a guest bedroom of sorts. The things in it, they don't look very personalized. They look like more things that you would find for somebody staying to visit. You open up one drawer and there's some toiletries. Looks like something like, I guess, yeah, medieval people probably had some sort of toothbrush. One would hope that their breaths weren't terrible, but things like that for somebody that was staying. Maizie, as you
So-
open up one room, I'm sorry, go ahead.
What I can take from this is that these people not only keep everything inside clean and organized, but also keep themselves clean and organized. Like they make sure they look good, they smell good.
Maisie, you open up a bedroom, and you see a large bed that seems to be in the center of the room. It's much like the other rooms that your compatriots have opened, where it's very symmetrical. The bed is right at the center, and you see dressers on either side, or excuse me, one dresser on the back side and two nightstands on either side of the bed, and it looks very neatly put together. As you look at the closet, you can see a pair of muddy-looking boots that seem to be just sitting basically right inside the closet, as well as some various shirts that seem to be hanging And as opposed to everything else in the place, they all look rather tattered or dirty. It definitely looks like mining equipment. You see on top of one of the shelves in the closet itself is some sort of primitive mining hat that maybe has a spot for a candle to go to help with lighting.
Okay, I want to check the mud on the boots and see how fresh it is.
Okay. The mud on these boots are kind of hardened a bit. Roll me a survival check to see how well you can tell.
Okay.
To see how deep you whiff into the boots.
Oh, 15. Yeah, you do. You take these boots out and you take a gander at them, and the mud looks kind of worn, but it definitely is still kind of fresh. Since you've been in town, it's been raining off and on, and the mud on these boots has definitely been used at least a day or two ago. So whoever has been staying here has been here recently.
Okay. But I don't think there's anyone in the room with me.
No, not currently. I mean, it seems like whoever was staying here made their bed very nice. They maybe picked out whatever clothes they needed for today and set off.
Okay. So I get the impression that someone was here today. They just haven't worn these boots in a few days.
Yeah, you get the sense that somebody was definitely here recently. It's not like it's been
Okay.
abandoned like the other farms you've come across.
Okay. Okay, I want to start looking through like nightstand, table, desk, anything with drawers that might be around to see if I can find any personal or identifying documents or
Okay, everyone that's
pictures.
kind of now in their room looking around hoping to find something, roll me an investigation check.
Mhm.
Grass, roll me. I'm assuming you're using your tinker's tools to try to get this door back on the hinges.
Yeah, 50-50. I want to do a mixture of tinker's tools and mending. So like
Oh,
where there's
okay.
like a foot-shaped hole in the door, I can
Yeah.
pick up the plank, hold it together, and mend that. But like the hinges, I'll just like rescrew
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
It's more like I'm assuming you kick the door pretty hard, so it's like where the hinge was, like the metal grate where it screws into the wood itself. You kind of kick that bottom one off, so it's kind of dangling a bit. So you're gonna have to be able to get it back on there. But between the two of those, the mending as well as the tinkerer's tools, you're able to get it back together.
Huge.
Con, as you look around to these rooms, you're kind of opening up some drawers, hoping to find some things. In one of the books, you find a book of sorts, and as you're kind of picking it up to see some things, falling out is a little picture. And as you look at this picture, it looks like a large, burly man, and he seems to be standing with a group of a few other individuals. It's not like a picture of it. It's more like a drawn portrait.
Do
But they all
these
seem to
look
be
like
standing kind of
miners?
jovial. And no, they don't seem to be miners. It's more like they're wearing kind of soldier equipment. Like you see them in armor, and it's kind of hard to tell the sigil, but given the flags and other things you've seen around, you can tell that maybe this was a former member of the Dwendalian Empire who has retired since. Maizie, as you're looking around and you are kind of investigating these dressers, the clothes, you're feeling some pants and other clothing, and eventually you feel this pocket, and it feels like there's something inside of it. And when you pull it out, you find a kind of crudely scratched letter. It seems to be documenting various things that they may have found in the mine. You see a date written, and it says, we're able to find a few pounds of quartz this day. And it kind of just labels the different things that they find. And then as it goes down a bit further, you see one that says shipment 13B secured. Processing to begin once the town falls in line. The road moves forward.
Okay.
And
Wasn't it also Tunnel 13 that was dangerous?
Yep.
Thorag, as you're looking through this desk, you kind of look at it around. You pull open drawers. It's mainly just pencils, bits of ink, things to help write with. But eventually, you find in the back of one of the drawers a small button, and upon pressing it, a little dropout comes through the center part of the desk where the chair would normally go in. And as you look at it, it says, you get some notes, and the general gist of the letter that you see is that business is continuing as usual and that the road always comes through. They promised to fix it, to cover it up, said no one had to know.
That's very odd. Do I get a
So
feeling?
Maisie,
Yeah, sorry.
it was Maisie found the note that said that the roads are being what? You put it in the chat? Oh,
Yeah, I'm
nice.
sorry, I'm typing in chat. And what you find, Thorag, is more of kind of like a personal journal.
Mm.
And then, yeah, Con, you found kind of what looked like a drawing of some, what you could tell is definitely some friends or maybe some buddies that banded together during perhaps old military service.
Okay.
This is the third time I come across them mentioning the road. Is there any feeling I have that I've heard anything about like a saying that sounds like this ever before? I mean, is it a common saying, or is it just some cryptic way of referring to some sort of plan?
I would say the first time you heard it, you probably just thought maybe it was a common saying, but it's come up enough now that you're starting to feel like it might be cryptic or maybe have some sort of other meaning rather than just a saying.
Hmm.
But what that might be, hard to say for the time being.
As I complete my investigation, I return to the others and tell them about my findings. There wasn't much of information value except for. Did you tell me the title of the book?
You didn't find a book.
On a picture.
Yeah, you said
I
that
thought the picture
I was
fell out of
just
the book.
scrolling. Yeah, the picture fell off the
Oh
book.
yeah. I was thinking like basically the room you're in is kind of like a guest room, but I don't know. Did religions have Bibles basically back then? Because that's what I was imagining you were like it fell out of was like some sort of.
Ah,
But I don't
Like the
know. Did
Gideon
different
Bible
deity?
that's in every
this
hotel room.
picture
Yeah, something
was.
like that basically. Yeah.
Yeah, but that
But,
didn't exist until the first hotel was made.
yeah, I mean, but we fight goblins here. We can make up whatever the heck we want, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just wondering, does every deity have its own book of like?
Let's say universally exists a religious book that teaches you how to pray.
Just every religion? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was assuming was that kind of book.
Okay.
Otherwise, I could say it was a book on various ores and minerals, and he seemed to be quite honed in his craft, making sure to identify the various veins of things that they might come across.
So who is
Take
in
your
the picture?
This was in the what seemed to be a guest room. It didn't seem to belong to anyone in particular. Like sorry, that room looks a little different to the rest of these. It seems to belong to people that don't live in here, maybe are staying for a day or two. But anyways, and on one of the sides I found a generic book of praying, and from it this portrait fell. These appear to be some military pals that are posing. I don't know if going or returning from war, but
But are we
this seems to be
recognizing
old.
anyone in this picture?
This seems to be old, so the people in here are probably retired, if
I mean,
not
It
dead.
could be, for example, say it's a carpenter in the picture. Have we
Yeah.
studied it? Even if it's a picture from when they were younger, maybe we can draw some conclusion of who is in the picture if you recognize anyone.
Any distinguishable faces?
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 faces there. But the faces definitely doesn't look like the carpenter that you guys had come across. You get the sense that if that was the carpenter, it would have been many, many years prior, or because the carpenter is a little bit older. So just based off of that and the fact that you know Jareth is a minor, you can tell that this picture is probably maybe within the last 10 years or so, is definitely something that has happened within his recent life events that have led him here. In the picture, though, it's hard to say. You do see, though, on one of the man's arms, a big tattoo that seems to just go along, kind of like a tribal tattoo. Different than what Thorag has, though. I don't want not like a typical Goliath, more like stereotypical brat native, like kind of that kind of thing. You get the sense of looking at this picture. That's kind of the group of individuals you're looking at. Is you're
Okay, like
militant, like all about kicking butt, taking names type. They're big, kind of built looking soldiers.
12th century bike riders.
Yeah, in a way. That's a good way of putting it. Kind of like a biker gang, yeah.
Is there anything with my military history that I can see in this picture that indicates that they would have any association with an existing army or a historical army?
I mean, I won't make you roll for that. You can definitely tell that the insignia on their armor seems to be that of the Dwendalian Empire. It's hard to tell what battalion or group they might be specifically from, but it's definitely that that they hail from. It's not like
Okay.
it doesn't look like naval, like you might be accustomed to on Port de Mali. These definitely the picture seems to be more forested, and it's like big bulky plate armor that they're wearing.
Okay.
And it's not one of those pictures where they have the initials or anything about the names underneath the portraits.
Like where they're from or like their actual names.
Like if you made a portrait, normally on the back side, you would write what it is. For example,
I feel like
this is-
usually, I feel like most of the time I see the year written, but I guess it depends. I feel like everyone's different. I don't know.
Is
I'd have
it-
to go grab a picture.
Yeah.
Is it a formal picture? Is it like a formal picture or is it an informal picture?
It's kind of informal. It looks like a bunch of
Okay.
dudes are kind of standing around. One of them's like flexing, the other one's kind of standing off to the side, smiling. They all look pretty jovial, but it's definitely not like a professional picture where they are all kind of sit down, looking stern and professional. It's more like 4 guys that seem to be getting along.
Okay.
Wow. Not bad.
Well, I did find more of the same in the study room.
More of the same.
Yeah, once again, the road always comes through. Another reference to the road that we have
To the
done
road.
before. Twice now.
3 times now.
Oh yes, 3 times. You are correct.
Yeah, they talk about the road in this one too. The road moves forward.
Was the portrait that I have painted on a road?
No, it looks more like a little campsite that's maybe carved off the side of the road where they set up camp for the night.
Oh, the side of the road.
This side of the road.
What's with it, Bo? Are they on the road or not?
Yeah, you're like, there's no road apart from the side of the road. I'm like, oh, that's the road. Hearing all this talk about cryptic, the road, can I think about 3 times in my life? 1, my time living here in the village when I'm setting up the farm, and I'm like, this is boring, I'm out. 2, back when I was being taught magic by my little wizard mentor teacher. And then 3, during my time in service of like the Empire and like acting as group mage for various different groups. What like have I ever come across this weird little cryptic concept for whatever cult this belongs to?
What they're
Well,
asking
I mean-
is, has
Am I
Lilith
a
ever
member of
seen
the
the road?
What's going on?
I would say it's, there might have been other times where you've read this in your life, but without seeing it come up a few times in a row like this, it's hard to establish some sort of pattern with it. You do know from your time though with the assembly that various organizations might have code names or terms that they use as to not describe their true identity or their name of their syndicate or
Okay,
organization that
it's
they're
not
part of.
like, oh yeah, your brother-in-law he always says this. I'm like, oh fuck, it's
Yeah,
him,
no,
get
it's
him.
not something
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
just something I might have come across, but it's such a generic phrase that
Yeah, it's
could
like a
just be
common
something
phrase
else.
that yeah, unless you like this, if you had seen it like 3 or 4 times in such short succession that you would have picked up on it, it's something else that would have just probably been brushed under the rug.
Do you think the road is alluring to one of the forbidden gods?
I was thinking that it was more literal. It might have to do with because there's only one direction we've seen, and that was the tunneling from the Underdark. That there is perhaps an underground road going through Allfield. Because it can't be the road above ground, because that doesn't make any sense. Unless it was way out in the woods.
So they're worshipping the Underdark or the underground?
That is the only lead that I have from a tunnel coming from beneath. But this is just speculation. It might be, as you see, it might be something with the code words or something. But they also say they promise to fix it, to cover it up.
If not for that last phrase, I would be persuaded to assume they're talking about the mind, fix the mind, but then no one had to know what.
What did you
Well,
find,
and-
Maizie?
Yeah, the one that I found talks about getting the town to fall in line. And I mean, that seems kind of weird, and people are acting funny.
Well, they're falling in line. So whatever's happening with these nodes is already being carried out.
Yeah, you might be right. The road might have to do with getting the people in line. It might actually be, like you said, it's referring to something like a plan of taking over a town and securing it for whatever reason.
If the road is something that exists to keep the town in line, and what we've seen is that the people of the town are becoming confused in the mind and incapable of their own jobs. If you rearrange the letters of the road, you can spell head rot. Perhaps it is some
Road
kind of
head rot.
brain disease they are spreading. Thus the lack of memory and skillmanship in the locals.
But then what's with all the roads lead to Allfield?
Could it be that the road is not physical or metaphorical, but more just like the name of an organization, or, as was said, like the nickname of perhaps a unfavorable deity? I kind of look around to make sure that, like we're all kind of standing together before I whisper, a betrayer god?
No, don't say that thing. Or it could be just a word for a code word for to be able to recognize them amongst themselves. Like if your letter contains the road on it, is known that it actually was sent and received by a member of this group.
Hmm. While looking around, does it seem like this house has a basement?
No, you can tell that the way that the house is laid out, everything is on basically one central ground floor.
Every single place we've gone to, it's been more questions than answers.
Well, this is something Dorian definitely needs to know about.
Agree. But in what direction did those footprints lead to, away from the house?
It was going away, but then it was all mixed up with our own tracks.
But what if was it the southern path, the northern path? Like, which way around did it go?
Maybe to the temple.
Do we know, Bo? Like if we see footprints and they go out of the house.
Yeah, I told you they went south from the door.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
South. This is the house, yeah?
Which?
Are you talking about the
I'm
image that I
thinking
have
of
on the
the map.
screen? What screen are you on?
I am in Allfield map.
Yeah, same.
Oh,
What the hell? I'm at a farm with like a
did you guys not
get
with
pulled to the
river
farm?
wheel.
No, it got. I had this loading for 15 minutes until it loaded up, and then it eventually got the map.
I had to refresh the.
Why do you guys not say anything when it happens? We all just
We
sit
didn't
here.
know.
I assume
But I'm
everything is
looking at the
fine.
farm. I'm having a great time of my life. It's a little water wheel
Grass
spinning.
is the one that loads in fine. That's when, of course, we had the.
Oh, I can click on the second one to see that's only me and Caden that's on the wrong scene. I can just load up the farm.
The farm is the only thing I can load up if I open the map menu.
Oh,
No,
I see it.
You should definitely have other maps you should be able to go to.
Nope, only the farm.
I've made them these other ones. Oh, you know what? It's because I
Oh,
made
now
them.
Allfield's an option.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
there we
because
go.
I made them navigation, but for GM only.
Oh, I see that
Ah.
me and me are on the
Yeah.
farm and all the other idiots are in Allfield.
Yeah,
No,
I had to
Yeah,
refresh
good.
to get to the farm.
It is what it is. Anyway, from looking on the Allfield map, it looks like it leads down from where like that cluster is and kind of forks down. Looks like it heads a bit further south around where the rest of the buildings are.
Hmm.
So
But,
not
I mean-
towards the church.
Not towards the church, no.
And whom do we know live in that general vicinity? Is that the carpenter and the blacksmith?
I mean, yeah, there's a cluster of buildings on that side. You do know that the carpenter and the blacksmith are on that side of Allfield, yeah.
Hmm. So the only things we've been finding out is that there's been rumors from Klerbach that the blacksmith and perhaps even the carpenter were building something.
Yeah, I think we can be pretty certain that everyone with a production job is afflicted by whatever mind control is going on. The carpenter is, the blacksmith is, the farmer was, the miners.
There's one way of knowing, though. If we go south towards the houses, we will see if any of them have muddy footprints going into the house. If it's in cover from the weather. Do I recall how the blacksmith's house was? Was it like an overhang outside the door, or is it just flat house and then rain outside, or the dirt?
If you're talking about the actual workshop area itself for the blacksmith, that was outside, and it looked more like an open workshop. So was the carpenters.
I meant towards the actual front door of the house itself. Ruben never went there.
I'm confused what you mean. You guys spoke to the man
So
on the...
I think what Johan's trying to say is that, is there floor outside the house that people can step on before actually going through the door?
Okay,
like a
okay.
porch?
Thank you.
No, not at the blacksmith's hut, no.
Mm-hmm.
Like many of the houses have some sort of patio thing, but the blacksmith's hut didn't, and neither did the carpenters.
Mm.
They were more like open areas that people could just walk in.
Okay.
While we ponder on where to go next, or what the place is, do we want to head over to Lilith's family?
Yes.
Should we leave the things we found where we found them, or take them with us? Like, commit these faces to memory, commit the tattoo to memory, and just write what these notes contain and leave the originals behind.
Yeah, I can take some quick notes.
Okay, I don't want to rely on my soul memory, so it's someone else. Let's stare at this frame or small drawing to be able to recognize these faces should we run into them again. And I'll just start to detail each of the faces of the people and give them a name in my head. So, like, if there's 4 people, they're gonna be Bob, Rob, Tob, and Nub. So whenever I think of any of those names, I remember the face that I looked at the drawing, and also the tattoo. Try to drill it into my mind.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I don't think I can put the picture in the exact same page I found it, so I'll just put it somewhere past the middle.
Okay. So, go ahead.
I'll let Thorag like jot down in his notebook like the details of what my note says, and then I'll go put it back where I found it.
Okay. Sounds good. It takes not too long, but at least a few minutes to get all that scribbled down as best you can with it still being legible.
Hmm.
What way are you guys setting off? Are you going down and around or up and over?
Well, up and over was the fastest way around.
Before leaving, I'll get Gaia to suck up all our prints and dirt from the house so it's completely clean out.
Nice.
And
Nice.
in the outside, I'll do some ground tremors to disperse our footprints to make it seem like nobody came through.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll let it slide. Because it says harmless, but I mean,
If the
I guess
mud
it's
is
technically harmless.
if the mud is soft enough,
No,
I
I think that's a cool
think
way of
some
using it.
vibrations should move it around.
Okay. So you guys set off into the rain. It's about midday at this point as you guys make your way north of the home of Jareth. As you venture a bit past this home, you look up onto to the left of you, and you see sitting up, just rocking on the patio, an older woman that looks out at you guys. She just kind of waves at you as you guys continue about.
I'll just do a salute.
You guys eventually make it past some of these homes. On the northern end, as you come across this house, this farm looks a little bit more well made than the other farms.
Oh, is this your farm, Lilith?
And eventually, oh, what the hell just happened? You guys eventually travel northwest, venturing up further into town, and you eventually hear the and the coos of many, many, many chickens. And you see that this fence that they're surrounded by barely contains them, as well as a couple ox that seem to be roaming in this large farm area.
There's an
Before
ox?
I thought you had two, right? You have two ox. Grass.
I don't know.
I know it was like 102 chickens or something
He
like that.
ordered.
Yeah,
He bought all.
It's definitely 100 chickens, but I don't remember how many oxes I paid for.
All right. As you
We could
guys
say 2 if it's.
eventually
Let's
arrive
make
on
it
the
two.
outskirts of the farm.
You got sheep.
This is
They're not mine, they're
interesting
wild.
one.
Ah.
Wild sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Are currently just standing, looking out at everything that's currently happening. Before standing there for a moment, you watch as a woman comes out of the back of the farm, and you see her just quickly getting to all of her tasks, throwing down as much bird feed as she can for the chickens to eat, grabbing bits of hay, and just trying to move things around quickly as she seems to just be by herself currently. As what would you guys like to do?
The person who's doing tasks, is that
It's Penelope. You would know it's Penelope.
my sister-in-law. So we have someone we pay to work, but I forget who that was as well.
Fleur.
Oh, like control Fing to check the stuff that I sent you. Yeah, I see him. I'll give him.
Yeah, you're right.
I do
Fleur,
like
Fleur would be
one-
helping, but you don't see Mike. You don't see your brother.
Oh, I do like one big wave with my arm, and then behind the arm, the wing is also waving as well. It's like 2 big waving limbs.
All right. You see her drop this bucket that she's holding, and then runs up. Lil, is that you? I was expecting you.
Doris,
I thought you got my letter. I didn't know I'd see you so soon.
well, when someone's as worried as you sounded, it makes pressing to hasten over and see what's wrong? There's definitely something strange about this place.
I reckon something strange's been going on. I sent you that letter. Mikey started acting weird. He started getting involved, checking things out. He hasn't been back in town or at home a couple days now. I worry whatever's going on has gotten to him.
Oh gods, where did he most recently go?
Well, room around town it has something to do with the church, so I reckon he went up there to talk to Father Aldrich, see what's going on, and I've been worried. I've been trying to keep the farm going. It's hard. I can't trust Fleur by themselves to run it, so I've been trying my best, but maybe now that you're here, you could take a look into things a little better.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do, and I've brought with me, and I point to the others, some able hands, if you're willing to give them instruction. But we'll see if we can't find Mikey at the church.
Wouldn't that be more important than prison?
Who are your friends here? I'm Penelope. You can call me Pen. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to
Likewise.
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Ruffle Maisie's hair. This is the youngling that's in training, and then the others are her friends that she met on the road. A certified little adventuring group. Look at them go.
Well, we could use all the help we can get here in Allfield. Bryce's been running around like a chicken without his head cut off, or with his head cut off. Things have been hard around here. Crownsguard don't even seem to be wanting to help. I don't know what's going on. House across the street, they used to be nice. Now they don't even say nothing. Keep to themselves.
Whom are they?
Mm.
Your neighbors?
The Thomases, but they haven't said nothing in a little while. But shoot, they ever since their kid left a while back, they kind of kept to themselves.
The kid left.
Duty calls. He's a soldier of sorts. I don't know. I didn't pry too much. None of my business.
Would you say they have also been acting weird?
I mean, everybody's been acting strange, but shoot, it'd be easier to tell you who's acting normal. Everybody's on ease or on edge.
Hmm.
Who
I
of
don't know what to
the-
make of it.
Who of the town would you say are acting normal?
Well, Vilma, she's always been a little strange, but she comes by still. I don't know what she's doing. She lives all by herself, but she seems to be acting about the same. Most people I haven't gotten the chance to talk to, but I know that the people at the barn been acting weird too. The Broad Barn. I don't know if you stop into the store yet, but I can't even sell things like I used to.
I'd say until we get a handle on things, keep to the curfews and stay to the farm unless absolutely necessary.
Well, with Mikey gone, I don't plan on doing nothing. I'm just keeping the farm running as best I can with Fleur here until he gets back. It's hard work.
And where does this Vilma live? Because we just passed a house back there, and I point back to where we came from, and the old lady was out there in a rocking chair.
Oh, that's probably her. She's a sweet old woman, but keeps to herself most of the time. She got some strange ideology, if you call it that. She thinks things, and I mean, shoot, we all think things, but some of the things that she thinks seems to be a little out there. But she's always been that way. It don't seem like nothing different.
Out things, strange things like religiously or just her way of thinking in general?
Well, she's got certain ideas about people in town. She thinks very strongly of certain people. I'm sure she'd tell you all about it.
Well,
She's got certain opinions on people.
where's there's smoke was a fire. So maybe some of what she said might be insightful.
Maybe. Who knows anymore?
You said that she comes to visit you?
She used to. She'd like to make certain goods, cupcakes, cake, pie. She'd bring it to us every once in a while, but with things going on around, not as much pies or things, but she'll take a stroll now and then when it gets real nice out. With the rain like it is, though, I don't know if she'd be out too much.
Right.
But since we haven't been to the Broadband, it's the general store. Where in town would that be?
Oh, that's near the feed and mead
Hmm.
in the center of town. You can't miss it. Near the well.
It's a library.
Oh, the stable's a little bit past. The stable's more near the blacksmith, but you think that has something to do with this?
Well, we don't know where it what is going on here, but it definitely is a lot of strange things at once.
I would agree. You'll have to let me know at the stable. Dermis just moved in a little bit ago with him and his family. They look to settle down here. He was a big city boy from Rexentrum, but ventured all the way down here.
From Rexentrum, you don't say. Do you
That's
know
what he said. I haven't been that far north, no.
So he didn't happen to be helping out at the mine.
Dermis? No, he works on the stables. He more so helps people get their horses to ride as proper as they need. He works on the horseshoes, stables, make sure you get a proper fit.
And if you would say, how many people from Rexentrum come to Allfield?
It's pretty rare that people do.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty far south, and if people do come here, it's probably for passing through, or maybe they needed something. The mine used to be a good source of income for a long while, but last few weeks nobody's been in there much. But that was one of our exports that we had outside of the farming goods we bring in. Why?
Oh, I'm just trying to follow up on some leads. If this town wouldn't have many people from Rexentrum, it's definitely something to follow up on.
Yeah, he said he left. He wanted to start a life for himself. Too busy, too many people. Now it doesn't seem like we got enough people out here at all. People keep leaving, middle of the night. Strange smells, strange sounds. People afraid to leave. Mikey gone missing. Fool, I know he's all right though. Just a feeling.
I'm sure that he's fine. How's about we fill up on a meal, talk about some things? I can drop some things off that I brought here, pick some things up from my room, and then once we're fueled up for the day ahead, we will head up to the church, see if we can't find what's happened to Mikey. Get him out of whatever he's tangled himself into.
That'd be good. What you want? I mean, obviously we got chicken, but I can try to cook up something else.
Whatever's easiest for you, unless you want me to cook.
No, that's all right. Hey, Fleur. And you guys watch as a very druidic-looking person stumbles about. I'll show the image of them. Oh, pay no
Oh,
attention
they
to the
joined the
watermark.
chat. Look at them go.
Hey, whip us up something nice to eat. I don't know how they'd sound. How do you guys think they'd sound?
Maybe they don't say anything at all. Just a nod.
Yeah,
And then they go
just a
cooking.
silent nod.
Yeah.
Then they get on to the kitchen.
Whose player character is that?
Hmm.
Nobody's.
Who's switching to druid? No, just kidding.
Me. That's my backup character in case I die.
I tried to keep your room clean as best I could. I didn't go snooping or nothing, so it should be as you left it.
That's fine if you want to let the dust settle. Gives me something to do when I get back.
Well, how long are you planning on staying? It's been a while since we've seen you. It's good to see you.
At least a couple of weeks, I think.
Okay, well, you'll be here for the festival, barring we still do it.
You still do the festival, even now?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We'll see. Bryce and Kosh have been keeping it under wraps, but for the people in town, they might like it. At least I know I would. But with Mikey gone and everyone else, it's probably in poor taste. You're right.
Hmm. Oh, you'll never guess Malachi's most recent offer to try to get me back into the old work.
What'd that man say this time?
Price the land and a higher title than knighthood. I didn't even know they did higher titles for people like us.
He's probably bullshitting.
Sure
Them
is.
high authority figures, they'll lie about anything to get you back in the door.
He had too many of my years already.
You're a good woman, Lilith.
If he ever
Stay
shows
away
up
from
here,
men like
shoot
that.
him.
Well, I'll see what I can do. I've never been much good at my aim. That's why I tend to the chickens, things that can't exactly move too quick on me and get too far.
It won't work. He'll pull out some magic barrier or something, but it's the statement, you know.
Well, I hope he never comes here, and hopefully if he does, he's not that angry. We've already been through enough.
I'm genuinely expecting he's in my room waiting.
Well, I would check this morning. I'd hope he wouldn't be there.
Check under the bed?
I did.
And you said you didn't go snooping.
I didn't go snooping, but, you never know what there's monsters about.
It's good to see you. It's nice to see that the farm's all doing well.
What is that noise? Is that the monster under the bed?
Oh, fuck. I run in, I go check.
I think my dog's yelling at me, asking
Oh,
what.
it was you, dude. I was
Yeah.
like, what is Cass doing over there? It's good seeing
Huh?
you too, Lil.
Come on.
I just wish it was under better circumstances.
Ah,
Bless
sorry.
you. Salute.
Yeah.
Well, come inside. I'm sure that meal will be ready anytime now.
Thank you.
Thanks. And just make my way in.
All right. I'll just bring you guys here. You can see what we're working with. All right. I don't know what else. We can change the name. That's just what I put. Hopefully it's loaded. You guys can
Penelope
see.
Fields.
I don't know what else to call it.
Lil's farm. Motherfucker, my name's on the lease. I went to war for it. No, it's right.
And Allfield feels
Right,
quaint.
I'll wave the others to go in.
All right. Jeez,
All two
Khan
of
just
them.
went running past, man.
Yeah, what the hell? Khan's is he already in?
Make himself at home. He took
Hey,
personally.
go in.
Ah, shower in an outhouse.
As you guys get out of the rain, it feels nice to get the cold off of you. As definitely getting wet and it's filling up the different bits of your clothes and other areas. As what would you guys like to do now?
I'm gonna
You
head
want
to
to
my
give him
room.
the tour?
No tour. They can just Khan's running around. He's doing his own tour. I'm gonna head to my room. I'm gonna do like some air quotes unpacking. Like I'm gonna chuck stuff in various places. Like the water skin goes on the drawer, or like the backpack goes next to the bed, stuff like that. Then I'm gonna drop down some supplies in this
Oh
little
shit!
supply closet room. Khan bumps into me. Because I did bring with me 5 pounds of wheat, which I've apparently been carrying this whole time, which is a lot of weight to shed off into the supply room. I'll drop off like a couple of flasks of oil, a torch, just some stuff that might help the
Okay.
farm manage itself that apparently
Sounds
I brought
good.
with me. And then I think there might be a moment where, when I'm stood in my room admiring my little view of the lake, and I see my little sword that I put there when I retired, that I put on display in the window, and I look at it
Okay.
and I'm like, nah, not today. This isn't that serious. It's just Mikey's missing. And I love him. He's
Yeah.
my brother, but like, yeah, he's been kidnapped a couple of times already. Like, he gets into stuff. And then when I come in the room, look noticeably like de-weighted. I don't know what a good word for it would be. Just like carrying less stuff,
Yeah,
weight off the shoulders, that kind of thing.
that's a good way of putting. That's what I was thinking. Like weight off the shoulders. Yeah.
You got a really good place.
Sure is nice for the 2 weeks a year I might spend here.
What do you do on the other 50 weeks?
Travel the road, train people like Maizie. But come sit at the table. Why are you just stood in the kitchenette?
Just looking around.
Nerd.
Also, Khan, are you bleeding?
Just some leftover wounds from the cave.
Hmm. Nothing a good meal can't fix, I don't think.
I agree.
I'll
Yeah, you
take
guys wait for a bit, and then eventually Fleur emerges from the kitchen, carrying a few plates. It's definitely more of like a tray that they've brought out. Seems to have various meals or meats on it, as well as some vegetables. It kind of looks like a charcuterie board of sorts, with the various bits and baubles that they were able to acquire.
Mm.
just water.
You must eat something. I'm
And I
quite the
will.
cook. I can make you something.
I'll eat this, and I take up a small bean, put it in my mouth, swallow it, and say, "That's my day's meal."
Did you just eat a single bean?
Yep. Don't need any more.
By the gods.
Hmm.
Cook him a child's portion and put it in front of him, and we'll see if he picks at any of it.
I
All
don't
right.
need it.
Let me let me make something. And eventually they come back with this roast root vegetable medley, and you see some carrots, parsnips, roasted with salt, cracked peppered, and a bit of rosemary. This will be light on your stomach. It'll keep you from It's got to be more nourishing than a bead.
I
And
won't
this is
lie,
a
that
more
smells.
druidic person talking to you.
I won't lie, that smells fantastic, but really, I shall not burden my body with more weight.
Please, I insist. While you're here, let us cook for you. And you hear Penelope chime in. Yeah, come on, hon. Let us make something to eat. You look like you could bulk up a little bit.
I'm gonna shoot Khan a glance, and it's the glance of like, if you don't respect this level of hospitality, I'm gonna hurt you.
Hey, that's fine. If he doesn't want to eat, no harm done.
No,
You
he'll
never
eat.
he'll
He'll eat.
force it. You're
He'll
not
eat.
leaving the table until you finish your meal.
I look at Khan. He'll eat.
Oh! It is the way of the monk that
1
to
second.
resist.
I think. Oh, I'm not on a high enough level to cutting words. That fuck. Wait, I definitely have something though. I can't believe I'm gonna waste a silvery barbs on this though. You have disadvantage on that.
Is that not banned?
Oh, I don't
No.
know. Oh, is it banned, Bo?
I have in the past, but I'm not going to ban it.
You should have used guidance yourself. That would be enough.
I don't think I can retroactively guidance
I
myself,
know.
but yeah, that is true. You're right. Intimidating. You're having lunch, sucker.
I'll start picking at the carrot.
Huge.
But I'll take like a ant bite size every 5 seconds. No, wait, 5 seconds is too often. Every 15 seconds. So I will take way too long to eat the whole plate, and when without anyone when no one realized I've eaten like just half a carrot, and it'll be time to go by that time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I've gone through a lot of our notes, and there are some things that are matching up right now. So
What have you found?
we found the log of Tunnel 13B. It says that they have been tasked to dig westward and keep quiet towards Tunnel 13B. And Maisie's note said that 13B shipment has arrived. 13B might be what they were looking for while they were digging to get to the potential artifact. And they also had a overseer from Rexcentrum that funnily enough, there's only one person probably in town that's from Rexcentrum, that's Domus, which is a hell of a coincidence in such a small town that doesn't have many visitors from far away. And maybe 13B is the thing that they were trying to cover up after they got whatever they needed in there. I think that whatever they were getting was to implement what they're doing in the town right now.
But if it's been already shipped, it means it's already on Rexcentrum, isn't it?
No, it says that the shipment 13B is secured. So maybe they are referring to the artifact that they have found it. So they're
Well,
using...
and they also said that they couldn't process it until the town falls in line.
Ah.
So they may have found something and are holding it somewhere, waiting for something to happen in town, something to be finalized with the citizens before they move forward.
Maybe waiting till no one can stop them.
Or waiting for someone to arrive here.
Lil, are you guys staying here tonight? Should I make up some beds?
Yeah, we'd appreciate that. They can make up their own beds. Just make sure that there's space for them.
Nonsense. Y'all are out adventuring, being busy. Fleur will have some food waiting, and the beds will be ready when you get back. Just bring Mikey with you, please, and thank you. I'm worried sick about him. As much as I'm hiding it and putting on a brave face, I miss him. It's lonely here. Fleur's nice, but he's no Mikey.
Oh,
I would-
unorthodox though. But can you do like her persuasion check to me?
Okay.
If that makes sense.
You want to do contested persuasion?
No, not contested. Just like
Okay.
because Lil's like, classic Mikey. You know, as kids always getting in trouble. Oh, she's just a boy.
Wait, no.
I'll give her some nuts.
What? No, I'm just kidding. You weren't here, but I have a background that will let me cheat now.
Oh, I see. It's a cheated one. That's funny. How did you make that?
That some guy I saw in the Discord the other day was asking how he could do that, and someone was like, "I.e. cheat," and I was like, "Okay, let me copy that background. It'll be fun to." Because my Friday group has always, like the last few years, joked to me that I have weighted dice. So
Yeah,
I thought last night that I would show them my weighted dice.
I love that. Send me that because I want to use that for a one shot. And like the gimmick of the one shot that no one realizes when it starts is that you can only roll one.
There's a macro. I mean, you guys could
Oh.
plug that right now in your hotbar and do a script, and it'll send it. But don't be turds now, okay? I send you
Also,
that out of the
can we go?
kindness of my heart. What's up?
I'm being yelled to do something, so can we take
Bio
the
break?
email
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, halfway break.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Oh, a message
Sounds
from
good.
Bo.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it's
that
the
macro
script.
as well.
Yeah, okay. I was like,
And then I'll send. I mean, I don't know if you'd want the Nat 1 but
yeah, that's the one that I want more actually.
here's the Nat 1. Wait, why do those look the same? I think I sent you the same one twice. Wait, no. I don't know. Why do they look the same? But they're different. Same, but different. I'll be right back. You guys are currently just sat around eating some lunch. It's about midday currently. A little bit later in the day, but
So what are we being served? Beans? Is that it?
no, she gave you a roast root vegetable medley, or they did. Carrots, parsnips, turnips roasted with salt, cracked pepper, and a bit of rosemary.
Oh, this is delicious.
Thank you. This is something I used to make back in the Grove. It beats a good berry, that's for certain.
Yeah.
Maisie is eating it, but she is like picking at it like a spoiled child, and she's only eating the carrots and the parsnips out of it.
Does this not suit you? I can make you something else.
No, it's fine. I just don't like turnips.
That's
I'm
understandable.
also just picking at one singular carrot, bit by bit.
I'm absolutely devouring mine.
And I'm like, it's not that it's not good. This is delicious, but this plate could last me 14 days easily.
That's good because we'll make you 14 little to-go bags, and you can eat this for the next 14 days.
I think this goes spoiled tomorrow.
No, this will last.
Should be good for a few days.
It's a roasted vegetable. It'll last at least a week.
Is there something else more suiting for you, Maisie? I take no offense. I can whip you up something.
No, it's fine. I just don't like. I'll just eat around it. It's all good.
Okay.
I start taking, excuse me, some of the other carrots and parsnips off of Khan's plate.
Go ahead.
I'm pushing the turnips over to his.
You leave it with a plate of turnips.
Hmm. They taste like smelly feet.
That is the rich earth that you get.
I'll give the turnips to Gaia.
Gaia does not seem interested there.
It's
You see the
it's
face
a root
kinda
earth
snicker
vegetable,
away.
Bo. Let's be reasonable here.
Oh, I am. It's a picky rock. It doesn't want to eat. It likes to eat dirt.
Well,
Is
if
basically.
they tasted like dirt and toast, like you said, Gaia would probably be enjoying it.
You see, the Gaia is more licking off bits of cracked pepper and the salt that's on top of it.
Oh, salt is a stud. I'll take one of the sticks off of Khan's plate. I'll dip it in the soil of the plant pot, and then I'll see if he'll have it.
Gaia slowly comes over, not knowing whether to trust you quite yet, but it eventually rolls over this tiny little pebble across the top of the table and kind of approaches it and looks cautiously as it rolls, and then it eventually bites onto the stick.
Oh, that's how you get it then.
Just coat it with sugar if it was a child, but in this case, coat it with dirt.
So is this room lit with candlelight?
I mean, yeah, a bit of candlelight, a bit of the natural glow of the sun that's coming in through the windows.
So I will take up the residuum that I took a sample of in the Allfield mine and just see if it gives off any glow as it is close to the flame.
You see little glints and speckles, almost like when a light flashes over glitter, but it's very quick, or kind of like at a stadium where you see a bunch of lights flicker and pass when people are taking pictures. It's, it's kind of like that in the light, but it's so small. The little flakes are in the residuum itself that it's not like an overwhelming light, but it's just like I was saying, little flakes or speckles here and there.
Yeah. Well, it's not what I assumed. I thought it was going to be green light to explain the strange green lights in the basement of the hidden meat.
A good experiment.
Yeah. Well, it didn't turn out to be the same color. But there are so many things right now.
Did I say a color? I was just saying the speckles and stuff.
So I open my eyes again and I look for a color.
I was like, I don't remember. I thought I mean, it definitely looks like green little speckles. Green
Aha!
flakes.
I knew it. This might be what they are hiding in the basement, as well as the abandoned windmill. That's also where some green light comes from.
What's Big Man going on about? Green lights in the basement?
Have you seen some out in the evening in town? green light coming out of any of the houses?
Not many of us have basements. I haven't seen much green light. But I mean, shoot, we're so far on the outskirts of town, we don't see much.
But if there's green light in any place south of Yaret's house, it is the abandoned windmill. And
Oh,
the
you're
footsteps.
talking about the mill up on the hill?
Hmm.
That was Jodak's place long while back.
Yodax.
Hey, Joe, that place?
Yeah, Yodak. Thank you, Johan. You're right. It's literally spelled just like the start of Johan.
Hmm. And he's not around any longer?
No, him and his family up and left a while back. Hill's been abandoned up on the hill for a while. It's kind of not in the best place. Not really easily accessible.
Hmm.
Not many people have been up there. You said lights were seen?
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, I know that some of the people thought that there's rumors it's haunted or something like that, but I'm not one to believe in ghost stories too much.
But if these green lights that you talk about are seen at night, why do you think could be the same material if you're trying to light it up in this light of the sun?
Well, it will just be candlelight, because how else would you be able to see anything inside a house? But there has to be a lot of it. No?
That would be another option, but that seems unlikely.
Do I feel strange for having this residuum in my bag?
I mean, you don't really have a ton of it, so
Hmm.
you don't feel too much different.
Do I feel strange for having licked some?
No.
Oh, thank God.
I mean, you just based on the little bit that you guys have found and the large supply that you've found, you would know that you would need a decent amount of it to do anything.
Mm-hmm. And that place we were in the mine, did it look like it was mined out or left as is?
So when you guys were down in the mine, it looked like there was a lot of man-made mines, but in that latter half of the mine that you guys were in, a lot of it was destroyed by that correspond worm that it came barreling through. It looked like that was possibly the tunnel, like they had started there, but maybe that worm had dug through it and bored out a little bit more than it was initially made by men. So what was there was definitely not mined by people.
But it was partially mined by people before the worm came.
Yes.
Aha.
Just partially, not enough to fill a whole room that it'll produce a stage light bloom or gloom when you take a candlelight next to it.
The way that the room looked, I know that it was glowing a bit more, but it kind of looked like a lot of it might have been gobbled up or taken out by that worm when it came through.
But
Yeah.
Episode 4, but
Interesting.
reminds me of the beat of How I Met Your Mother. That
oh yeah,
what was her name? It wasn't Jason.
Bum Bum. No, are you talking about Kevin Hart? What are you talking about? Doesn't matter. I'm sorry.
It was. How is the name of the girl Ted was in love with?
Robin.
Robin.
Shabafsky?
Yeah, there was a episode where she was supposedly famous on TV, but it was because
Oh, in Canada.
Yeah.
it was because she said "but at all." So a group of college students were like, every time she says "but you have to drink a shot.
Oh, that's where I'm getting it from.
We should do that with Bo.
You guys would be dead.
I don't have
Shot
that much liquor
poison.
in my house.
So do we intend to stay as a night here, Lilith?
But it's still early.
I think
There's still
we
things we can do.
finish our lunch, which I've already finished, and then
Hmm.
we
Already finished too.
head to the church to see if we can't find my brother Mikey.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like a
Is he-
fantastic plan.
Is he actually your brother?
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Penelope, for this, for your hospitality.
Anytime, anytime. A friend of Lil's is a friend of me.
Maisie will stand up and start gathering the dishes to take them into the kitchen.
Thank you. You don't have to do that. I know you guys have a lot going on. We'll get that.
Oh, no,
I appreciate it though.
it's okay. If my fathers knew then that I didn't clear the table, or at least try to, they wouldn't hear the end of it.
What?
It's just proper manners. I'll take the dishes into the kitchen and just leave them near the sink.
All right.
Imagine the kitchen is this one. There's no sink in there.
There's a little pot on the side. There's a lake like 2 minutes from here, so.
That's true.
Alright, I'll get up. I'll remind Penelope, if I haven't already, that I've dropped some stuff off in the supply cupboard.
All right.
So we head into the
Mikey was last
church.
seen at the church.
Hmm.
Okay. So you guys headed to the church?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you guys cut through town and the rain still stays drizzling over top, you eventually arrive at the rising hill that leads up to the Temple of Pelor. And as you get there, you see these large 20-foot stone walls around the entire facility. And you see that the gates on the front are strong and wooden. And carved into them with this precise craftsmanship is this ornate carving of what you presume is Pelor. As you step into the courtyard, it's you see a beautiful garden. If you look on that map of the Allfield, that one, the garden around that gives a good idea of showing just how well put together it is. It looks very well kept, and as you get in, you see a gardener with a couple large dogs around him that seem to just be around the premises, just making sure that the grounds look up to snuff. And as you arrive at the front of the building, the doors seem to be shut, but it doesn't seem like it is closed quite yet, as you can hear what sounds like subtle music coming from inside.
Are we past the garden or at the gates of the garden?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I did kind of speak for you guys. Are you going in? I mean, we could say from the hill, you'd be able to see all that.
Hmm.
Well, if it's not locked and nobody's blocking the way, I'll just continue into the temple or the church.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And-
lean over towards Lilith. What does your brother look like?
Good question. What does my brother look like? But I don't think I ever found a ref for him.
You didn't, so I guess we can decide right here on the spot, or you could say insert description here, and we could decide later.
Yeah, so I'll give you a description of what he looks like, but he's basically just like a normal human man.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. I'm gonna look out for
Oh.
any normal human man.
Well, I'll give you some
Never met
features
one
like
in my
hair
real
color,
life.
eye color, face shape. It's just I
Don't
don't
think I'll
want
meet
to.
one here.
I don't want to commit to them and then have to try and find artwork of that specific guy.
I'll
No, all
also
good.
All right.
note to the rest of the party. So if these dogs help keep the place watched, I don't think it would be easy to sneak in at night.
Hmm.
In case that was an option at some point. Oh yeah, did we get enough time to be short rested in Lilith's?
Yeah, I would say that was enough time for a short rest.
Perfect.
Can we be prompted,
Let me.
please?
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you. Ray also rested. Yay!
Pay no attention to the giant house that just appeared in the left over there. I hit it, but
Now mine isn't
Okay.
loaded yet, so
oh, it hasn't loaded. Okay.
no, I went into Allfield and it's such a big map that it takes.
Wow, I
But
loaded
I
first
can't
than
swap
you.
scenes.
Oh, while it's loading another.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, once everyone gets loaded in, we will continue. Oh, we're opening doors up. All right.
Oh, I have to reload the entire client then because it's gonna take me 10 minutes.
Back to your place.
As you approach, you also did see some outbuildings. One that definitely looked like a kennel and maybe a small shack of sorts, like a private quarters for the
What's a
gardener,
kennel?
like what dogs go in.
Ah,
You guys don't have kennels in Colombia?
let me Google it to have a visual image of
I bet.
it.
Yeah, I bet you do. It's probably just.
I don't know that word.
Yeah, just a different word.
I might have Googled something completely different because this is what I got. Hold on.
All right. Were you able to load in?
99.
Was
I'm
everyone else able to
97.
load in?
No.
I'm sure it's not an
This map
instrument.
is not even big. I don't understand.
No, I fucked up because I wanted to see the temple from the outside, or the entire Allfield map. So I went to that map, and at the same time you swapped to the temple, and that's where it got messed up. I was stuck on loading. I'm in now. I just got it.
Okay. Did you load grass?
I'm working on it. I'm up to 98.
Oh, is it? Well, actually, this is a big map. Why?
Okay, yeah, sure. A doghouse, yeah.
Yeah, a doghouse.
Okay. Easy
Usually, yeah, usually kennels are for, like, at least in my experience, for more than one dog, or are, like, significantly bigger.
enough. A large dog.
No, although
Alamute.
All right. So, is everyone loaded? Are we good?
yes.
Yes.
Grass.
No, not yet. But I don't know if I'll ever get in, so I wouldn't worry about it.
All right.
Start reloading, and by the time you reload, combat will have started.
All right. As you enter into the central sanctuary, you see that this large room. Oh, here. Why is it not? There. As you open in, this large room has a tile floor decorated with an abstract mosaic pattern in orange, tan, brown, and blue. Several tapestries decorate the walls, all depicting scenes of lush farmland and crops in various stages of maturity. 5 huge elm trunks serve as columns in the room, and a statue of Pelor carved from the solid piece of jade is mounted on the lower dais at the north end of the room. And as you guys get into the central sanctuary, standing right in the center, you see a woman bore in some black robes with golden embroidery, and she looks a bit younger, but she seems to be reading something. And as you guys enter in, she says, "Excuse me."
Excuse you?
May I ask what you are doing here?
Well, we have come to pray. Isn't this what a church is for?
Yes, just be quick about it. The church will be closing soon.
It's just past midday.
Oh yeah.
Closes at 3, like churches in the real world. Alright, I think I found a good
Well,
mic
just
here.
be aware that non-members are not allowed beyond this point. You are free to the central sanctuary,
Members of what?
the church. I have not seen you around before.
Well, yeah, our travelers don't intend to stay on Allfield for longer than 1 or 2 weeks. Excuse me and my group if we are not accustomed to the traditions of the place. So if I understood correctly, you mean non-members of the church are not allowed in the other rooms?
Yes, that is precisely what I meant. You say you're not from Allfield. May I ask where you all hail from?
I hail from the mountains, not really any named town that you can point on to the maps.
We light travel here from Rex Centrum.
You have made it quite far. What brings you here?
It's just it's a journey I have to take.
Much like the monks that come here. Is that what you mean?
Of sorts, yes.
Interesting.
There was a passerby in this town. I don't know if you heard of him, Subutai. Has he come through here?
Can't say I have. What exactly did he look like? I'd be sure to tell the congregation about it, and we'll keep a lookout. We'll keep him in our prayers.
Yeah, you probably have not seen him then. Is Father Aldrich around?
He's quite busy upstairs currently, dealing with other matters. Is there a reason you wish to speak to him?
I've just heard so much about him. I would love to speak to him. Maybe he knows.
Perhaps I can speak with him. See if he'd be willing to meet with visitors.
Yeah, that would be great.
Well, wait here. Feel free to look around, pray. But like I said, Try not to venture too far unless you plan on making yourself members.
I'll approach the altar.
Mm-hmm.
And as she makes it into that room, I'll run to the other one and just peek around what's in here.
Okay, as you open up this room and look around, you see this large room is decorated. It's almost like a grand hallway, but you see these various alcoves dedicated to the various crops and agriculture of Wildemount.
Oh,
You see carrots, squash. It's not food itself. It's more like kind of like when we were in the Ember Temple, and those amber
Figures.
statues. Yeah, the more like little statues or figurines.
Okay.
I'm gonna check in this door.
Okay. As you open up that door, it looks like just a common waiting room or a place of study.
Okay. I'm gonna rush over to the other door as well.
All right. As you open up that room, it looks like an office of sorts. You see a chest there. Ooh, whoops, sorry.
Oh, that's good.
And well, we'll see, because you're being a nosy Nancy here.
I'm gonna close this door.
Ugh.
Maizie, go ahead and on first glance, you don't really see anything looking around. A bed, a chest, and a desk.
Okay. I don't want to be in here for too long. I see a third door, but I don't think I want to risk it because I don't know how long that woman's going to be gone. So I'll walk out, close that door, close this door.
Thorag and Lilith, are you guys doing anything during this time?
I think what I would like to do is, you said the lady that runs the place wandered off, right?
Well, she went to go get Father Aldrich,
Here.
Okay.
because that's what you guys asked her to do.
How followable is she? Like, did she just walk through somewhere that's like staff only, do not follow kind of energy?
Well,
Yeah.
if you were looking on the canvas, you would have seen where she went off to. So.
Yeah, I don't have the map, brother, is why I ask.
Oh, well.
All right, I'll basically stand where
I mean,
think
she didn't like. She kind of quickly closed the door behind her. Like, she didn't want you to see a bit further in, but you did see that she went off to a door to the left.
Yeah, I'll stand around that area, and when it seems like her and the father are coming back, I'll be like right there to interact and distract them whilst the others poke around and get into things.
You can check my stream to see the map.
Oh, huge.
So this is the door where...
One sec,
The
the stream's
priest-
loading. Alright, I'm in.
Oh my god. This is the door where the priestess went in.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I'll basically stand like one square
You're, like,
higher than where I
eavesdropping?
currently am. No, not eavesdropping. I just want to be there to
Oh, I thought you were gonna be like listening for if you could hear steps approaching, or something.
No, I don't mind when they're
Okay.
coming back. I just want to distract them when they are coming back, so that when the others are up to stuff, they see me first.
All right. After a couple minutes, eventually coming back through the door, you see the same woman.
Can I check the statue before she comes back?
Sure. I know that the map's got it
Yeah.
looking like a mermaid, but imagine it's a more regal-looking man. He looks rather stoic and proud, and you definitely see that it's a depiction of Pelor.
Yeah, I want to see if there's anything off with the statue. Does it seem like it's desecrated in any fashion or...
Yeah, roll me an investigation check as you're looking at it.
Oh!
Yeah, you look at the statue. It looks to be very finely made. It doesn't look like it's been desecrated or like scratched up, marked, or anything. It still looks very well intact, and you can tell that this statue was definitely worth a hefty gold amount, as it looks very finely crafted. On first glance, if it wasn't gray, you almost would have thought it was human. The likeness is almost uncanny to people. How are you trying to distract her? She comes back into the room and she will try to gather all of your attentions.
Basically, like the second the door opens, I'm gonna step in front of the door and be like, "Oh, I'm so glad that you're back. I didn't get a chance to ask before you left before," and then I drag it out for like a minute whilst I'm explaining what I'm actually going on about. But I will ask her if she's seen or heard from Mike Page.
He has come through a few times, just coming to pray. I've not seen him in some days, though. As for, and she's addressing the entire group now, Father Aldrich is quite busy right now getting the sermon ready for the end of the week. He does not have time to see visitors right now, unfortunately, but I would be willing to field any questions that you might have on his behalf.
This summon?
Sermon.
Sermon, okay.
So how does one become a member of the church or of this not covenant, but
Congregation.
thank you.
Well, after some time of service dedicated where you come consistently, consistent donations to the coffers to help with church and pay for Pelor's grace and his might. We are looking for able bodies that come more than just once every so often. We are looking for those committed, willing to come in, week out, help around. Those are willing to be more than just someone that stops in.
Is it an easier way that doesn't require you to take weeks of labor?
Are you asking if my religion could be speedran? Unfortunately, this is something that you have to dedicate yourself to for a little while.
I see. Understandable.
You look to be of monk nature, though. We have some here now, currently.
I did remember you mentioning that some of the monks well, I forgot exactly what you said, but I remember you saying monk, and that piqued my curiosity. Where do they come from?
Oh, just like you, some unnamed town and place. They come from all over. We take many that have different paths, different walks in life.
I see.
Is anything off with this priestess? Like, does anything seem out of character with her?
I don't
Are
know, you've
her
never met
eyes
her, so
weird?
what is out of character to you guys for her?
Her clothes doesn't match the rest of the color scheme inside of the temple, or what else could it be? The book might be. I mean,
Demonic Summonings 101?
yeah, but
Roll me an insight check.
shit.
What?
Uh,
I mean, come on, Johan, you knew that was coming.
I knew it.
Anybody
Also-
that is
Can I roll
trying
sleight
to,
of hand to somehow understand this woman? It's like, what? You roll insight. What happened?
Oh, very nice.
Oh, huge.
So, she has mostly kept her composure during this conversation,
Mhm.
but upon the mention of your friend Subutai, you definitely notice a badum that had happened in her words when she spoke to you. As she got kind of hung up on that. As she kind of hesitated for a moment before continuing, which you definitely feel like is a bit strange.
can you, Johan, can you spell the name of your friend in chat, please?
Mhm.
So I don't obliterate it on my notes.
You see that also at the mention of Mike Page, that she tried to ignore that name and just mentioned that, kind of tried to brush it off. With that role, you were able to tell that. Well, let's see, actually.
I also want to check her eyes because people in town say that those who are we still don't know if this is a possession, but I'll still call it a possession. Those who are possessed, their eyes look weird, so I'll try to look deep into her eyes.
Look into my eyes. Roll me investigation.
Investigation. Hey.
All right. So the rest of the group's kind of talking to. She's introduced herself, I will say, as Misha Devi,
Mm-hmm.
and
Is Mishan?
no, not Mishan. Do you want her to be? We could call her Mishan if that's easier.
No, that's good.
Oh, did Grass disconnect?
I'm still here in the Discord. I just the last thing I saw was Johan's role, and then obviously you've been saying that you're typing stuff. I checked the stream, and there's been like 4 things since. I'm like, oh fuck, they're not on my screen.
Okay.
So I was just doing a cheeky refresh.
And you see Khan's kind of looking at her like trying to see these eyes, and you definitely notice that her pupils are more dilated than others, and you see that it's this kind of unnatural white that seems to be plaguing her eyeballs. Not bloodshot, but just white with the pupil.
Oh, Father's preparing a sermon. Where and when is it gonna take place?
The same day that church always takes place.
Sunday? Let me pull up the calendar.
I know, I did the same thing. I was about to just say insert day here. This calendar is weird. Medicine. Here in a few days on the 12th of Medicine. Meyerson.
Do we not have the calendar module anymore?
Yeah, we did.
We do. You've probably just got it closed. If you click in the left-hand side, the journal notes, you can click simple calendar and that should bring it up for you. Did that work?
What? Journal notes?
On the left-hand sidebar, journal
It's
notes.
the flag, the little flag icon.
Ah. Thanks.
And then, yeah.
12 of Marison.
We will definitely see you then.
We look forward to having you.
Well, since Father's busy for today, shall we... Hold on. Shall we go have dinner?
Oh, we can
I will
stroll
say
in the
that-
garden.
Those of you that have really been kind of investigating Misha, like Khan there, you notice that she's wearing a ring, and you also, while you were looking at her eyes, tucked away under her in her blouse area, you notice a snake head amulet.
Mm.
Just ever so hidden.
Hmm. Can we tell the material
Of what? Of the amulet?
of the necklace? Yeah.
It looks like it's made out of gold. And you see
Okay.
that the eyes of the snake are rubies.
Mm.
Ooh.
Now, is there something I can help you with? Would you like me to lead you in prayer?
That would be very thoughtful of you. Since Father... I'm always losing his name.
Aldrich.
Aldrich. Yep, just found the notes. Since Father Aldrich is busy, I think we'll be on our way.
I'd like to hear the prayer.
I wish I had one.
She said, keep you on my prayers.
She
she's
pulls
gonna...
you guys together and
Okay.
to
No,
the
I thought
great.
she said lead us in a prayer.
Yeah, isn't that she says one?
Okay.
I'm not gonna sit here and claim to be the most religious of people, but she will lead you guys in a great prayer about Pelor, asking for his blessings over the town, its people, asking for a great harvest to yield good meats, good food, to make sure things are right in town by the day of the festival so people can enjoy the hospitality and festivities of the people, to look out for the neighbors and those over the village that can't look over themselves, and to always ask for Pelor's guidance in our day-to-day tasks.
I want to insight check her to see if she really means that prayer or if she's just monotonous.
Yeah, I get what you mean. No worries.
Say it.
Okay. Roll me insight.
Not too shabby.
She seems to be walking the walk and talking the talk. It seems believable.
Okay.
Is there it may not be the religion that I follow, but I feel like I've had a lot of exposure to Pelor.
Okay.
And I specifically wanted to listen to the words that she was saying. And is there anything that seemed like out of sorts?
No, you know that Pelor is commonly known as the Lord of Agriculture and the Harbinger of the Harvest, and he's normally worshipped by commoners and the farmers. The things that were spoken are generally things that are wished for when praying to him.
Okay.
Sounds good.
There didn't seem to be anything like vague about it, like when someone says I just lost the example that I had in my head.
Like
But
when
when you're-
someone is an atheist and says, "Oh my god."
no,
Like
more
me
like
all the time.
no, more like when you say no, I'm sorry, but just like if they're just trying to be
Like they're being performative.
yeah, like being performative or just trying to honey their words and like,
I mean, what they were saying was definitely very generalized. Nothing was super specific. I mean, you
Yeah.
could tell that basically anybody with the common knowledge of Pelor could have probably gotten that speech off.
Okay.
Or that prayer off, I mean, excuse me.
Do we know which god the pendant or whatever was the snake head amulet belongs to?
I don't know. Roll me a religion. Would you know?
Did we all see the amulet?
I
think I
mean,
was-
Khan was the only one kind of super investigating her. Was anybody else
Yeah.
at the time? I would say Lilith probably had a chance to see it when they were
I was
trying to
standing too far
distract
away.
him and just yapping about. Yeah, I mean, anybody that wants a chance to see it, I guess, first roll me perception, and then those of you that are trying to figure out who the god is, roll me religion. Okay, I would say, I mean, Lilith, I would say you saw it because you were like right by the door when she came through.
Oh!
Oh God!
Oh no.
Wow!
Listen,
Okay.
listen. Tieflings and the usual gods, we don't get along. I don't know
All right,
Pelor is.
Johan. You're using that,
Isn't that from the
macro, aren't
macro?
you, huh? You're using the macro.
I don't even see
You think
Johan's
you're
rolls
slick.
come up. Is he rolling privately?
No, it came out for me. Nat
Fuck.
20. So you would know that this snake symbol, as you look at it, you know that this is commonly the god of Zahir, the betrayer god Zahir, the cloaked serpent,
Hmm.
the god of poisons, assassins, and darkness.
Do you know what
The
code they live by, or whatchamacallit?
Their commandments.
Yeah.
You know what? With your roll, I will say you got it. I've sent it to the chat.
I completely misspelled that name in my notes.
Hmm. Well, I try to disguise as best I can my facial expression as I realize what the pendant is.
Now you're welcome to stay in the sanctuary for the remainder of that we are open, but Father Aldrich has asked that I help with the sermon. It's going to be a tight service on the coming days, and I wish to be at his side and help him with whatever he needs. If he needs me to help him run through some things, I wish to do that for him. Is there anything else I can help you with? Any questions you may have? That's you.
Thank you.
Not at this time.
Well, praise
Yeah,
be.
the day is young and there's still places we want to see. So
I certainly agree, and I would love to for us to just take a stroll in the beautiful garden outside.
see you next time.
Yes, anytime. And before you guys leave, let's everybody roll me a perception check.
Percepzione.
There we go. I'll just do it in the chat.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Oops.
That's fine. You roll it wherever. Doesn't matter. Oh. As you guys are heading out the door, Lilith, you hear above what definitely sounds like on the second level, what sounds like the sound of metal clanking against stone.
Like mind picking?
No, more like, well, Lilith would know. The rest of you wouldn't. It sounded more like something large made of metal fell over. And Misha looks at the rest of you and, well, it sounds like he needs my help. I'll be going now.
Did she go through this door?
Literally went through it, yeah. Didn't even open it.
Yeah. Well, I will gather the group up and say that
Oh my goodness. Okay, Khan's going sneaking around. Okay.
I would
As you
say-
open up, sorry, what are you doing, Thorag?
Well, I'm explaining to the group like, yeah, I got a glimpse of her necklace. And
I saw it too. It doesn't seem too religious to me.
no, it is definitely religious. It's one of the betrayer gods. The god of assassins and poison. Something is definitely going wrong in here.
Everything I was taught about the betrayer gods is that they're up to no good, and people that follow them neither. So if you're certain of what you saw, that might be the answer to the cult. So
I don't-
we are now certain and can confirm that there's something under the blanket.
I don't think we should stand here and continue to talk about
Hmm.
this.
Yeah, that's why I said let's go out into the garden. But
Yes.
I could tell you the news. It's a dangerous place.
I'll bring Lilith with me.
I go with Maisie. There we go in.
You don't need to actually move. We can just say you guys moved out into the garden.
Oh.
All right. You guys picking up your conversation outside?
Yeah, and she was acting very strange, this Nisha, when I mentioned my friend. Like she knew more. And perhaps even your brother, Lily.
Do you think we have to kidnap her?
Well, I don't know. If they are under some sort of spell, it maybe I don't know if this is a bad person or not.
Yeah, I say kidnap her, not hurt her.
But how would you get past the dogman?
We are already past the dogman. We just turn around, head into the church, wait for her to show up. There's only one exit
That we know of.
that we know of.
Do you
yeah.
think there isn't a tunnel in there somewhere?
I would say a kidnapping. If I were to kidnap someone, I would not do it in broad daylight. But then again, if there's not any people around, but it's a bit risky. But we want answers, and they have people. The question is if those people also are part of this cult now. It might be very dangerous.
I tried checking into her eyes and they definitely seemed off, so it is probable that she's not herself.
What's your takes on this, Maizie?
Sorry, what were you asking me?
Speechless.
What's your take on this?
Oh, my take on this. Sorry, I was Lilith was lagging behind. I was a little distracted by her. I'm sorry I didn't hear what you said. I
Blaming
am
Lilith.
concerned that the church that the Church of Pelor, I cannot imagine that the father is in on this. It would take some great corruption if Father Aldrich was as devout as we were led to believe. It would take a huge corruption, corrupting force for him to change. I have a fear that he is being held against his will, that he is being manipulated or threatened in some way to allow this cult essentially to take hold of the town.
Though that was where I was gonna go as well. Maybe that's why he cannot show up to strangers or do sermons by himself. Maybe he's always being puppeted by this cult, and maybe he says what they're told to say.
Oh, he's kept
Show
captive
up when
upstairs.
Show up when he's told to show up.
Perhaps he doesn't even show up at all.
Yeah, he's doing a sermon in 3 days, but...
Well, that's what we've been told, but we don't know that he'll actually be there. I don't recall. I don't recall for sure, but I believe one of the problems is that he hasn't been seen around town, correct?
Let me see. Yeah, Father Alric was someone that we should speak to. That Ramne said was a reliable person. Why would the hermit lie to us? He was most likely tell the truth. And if it's an older man as well, he perhaps cannot be taken over.
Also, I omitted that the hermit wanted to say hi to Father Aldrich, because maybe if they know that we talked to the hermit, they'll mark us as probably threatening to their cult. So I left that out on purpose, and thankfully none of you mentioned anything.
Lilith, did you tell us about the metal things you heard? Or not yet?
The metal things I heard.
That metal sound.
If I heard it, I would have told you guys for sure.
Can you tell me more about the sound? What did it sound like? Didn't she said she need to go up and tend to Father Aldrich after that?
He did say that, but I
Yeah,
didn't hear any metal clunking.
Suppose it could have been doors.
Ball and chain?
Or Aldrich is being held in an armor suit, unable to move. And when he tries to, the armor suit just falls over and it doesn't get anywhere.
So looking up at the Temple of Pelor, is there a second floor that has windows?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely windows leading up to this. I mean, not leading up to it, but there's windows on the second floor.
Maybe we should just have a quick peek, see what we can see.
Like climb up to the second floor windows and take a look.
Well, I'm pointing at Lilith's wings. I think we can do it even faster.
How is she gonna do that without being seen?
Fair point. So does it look like the guy with the dogs that he's making the rounds on these grounds? Do we see him?
I mean, it looks like he's going to various patches of dirt where there's a garden laid down, and he's tending to it, whether that be watering or snipping various bulbs off or things that might need to get cut, like pulling weeds. Or it's not like he's doing a rounds. It's more like he's like the groundskeeper. He's tending to it.
So when he's tending to some flowers in one corner, the other corner we can assume is unwatched.
Assuming he is the only person, yes.
You know what they say about assumptions.
Better be quick about it. I'll go over and keep a lookout. One of the other sides. Pertaining to
I'll
watch the
follow
grounds. No, I go around the corner just to keep lookout, just in case no one sees us. Like a scout.
But wait, are we doing it?
Well, you said you were going to climb up and look into the window.
If I had climbing gear, sure.
Here. I'll give you the plastic rope thingamajig with a hook, whatever it's called.
Like a grappling hook?
Yeah, a grappling hook and rope.
Okay.
Are you trying to climb up, Con? Is that what you're doing?
Well, I think he wanted Lilith to fly up there and peek in the windows, but
If she spreads her wings, it's like way too noticeable.
right, exactly.
So the plan is
Okay.
to throw a grappling hook up into the window first.
I will first go to one of the sides
Which
where the
side are you going for?
gardener is not, so to the opposite side of the gardener. Then Thorag is gonna be around the corner checking for the gardener, and if the gardener comes, he will whistle or something to warn me.
Okay. So the gardener, if you guys are looking at the building square head on where I initially placed you guys, gardener seems to be on the left half of the temple at the moment.
On the right half.
And as you look onto the right half, there appears to only be 2 windows.
And I will throw the grappling hook not to the window, because if I smash it, that'll be too noisy. I'll try to get it stuck on, maybe it has statues or some decorations. Maybe it is ornated.
Okay. Sure. We'll say you're able to see a bit of chip stone that you feel like you can get a grappling hook in, but I'm gonna make you roll an attack roll to see how well you're able to get it up there.
All right. What kind of weapon would that be? Improvised?
Just do your spear. That's fine.
Okay. Not too bad.
All right. You're able to. You throw it up, and it feels like it's gonna not catch on anything, but it's kind of like an anchor on the bottom of the sea. Eventually, it catches and kind of hitches into this bit of stone, and you give it a pull to feel like to see if it's gonna pull out, but it feels like it's sturdy enough to pull you. So there's 2 windows on the right hand side. One looks like it's on the far, like left hand side of the building if you're looking at it. One's on the far right.
Okay. I'll first
Which one are you
climb up.
doing? When you threw that there.
Let's go to the left first.
Okay. All right. Roll me an acrobatics check to climb up this grappling hook there.
Okay. My specialty.
Very nice. You guys watch as Khan, kind of like a spider monkey. It looks like he's done this 100 times before. Just throws it right back up and is able to pull himself up. And as you get to the end of this room and just barely look in, you see that standing in the center of this room, talking to someone in a cage, you see a older looking priest man. And inside this cage, you see, much like the picture that Grass sent a little bit earlier, except this human looks a little beat up, disheveled, and a little bit worse for wear. As that is where we will end session today.
Ah!
Malik!
Mikey!
Ugh.
They got my brother.
They got your brother.
So was it an older man that was talking to the person in the cage? Or?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
I can share his image real quick. Well, I
An
mean,
old priest.
granted, none of you saw this except
Hmm.
the Khan, but this is who you see. And you definitely can assume, Khan, that is Father Aldrich.
Oh.
And he seems
What?
to be scolding this person in the cage.
You've been a bad boy. Sprinkles him with holy water.
All right.
Good session.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bo.
Thank you guys.
Thank you,
Yeah, thank you for
bud.
the session, bud.
Thanks.